Hi, in this session of Tableau series, we'll try to understand how do we organize the data in the Tableau. So let us see the life of a data analyst. Okay, a task what is supposed to do. As a data analyst in your organization, you're asked to sort the data to make evaluations easier to understand the data. To achieve this, you're required to arrange the data in the various structures, such as sorting, grouping, creating the sets, as well as creating the hierarchies. So in this session, we'll see about this particular things of how do we sort the data, how do we divide the data into groups, and also we'll see about the sets and hierarchies. Let us start off with sorting. So now when I say sorting is a technique of arranging the data in an order. So that is keeping the data in an order, which is generally an ascending order or it is a descending order. It helps in understanding the data in a better way. So that means when the data is arranged in an order, it becomes more easy to understand the data. That is the purpose of going for the sorting. Let us see practically how do we do this particular sorting. Okay. Now we are working with this particular sample superstore data. So first thing is, so we have a subcategories. Let me take a subcategories and I'll take the sales here. Fine. So we just have this particular subcategories and sales. Now, as soon as you select a dimension and you select the values, the data is being shown here. Now, what happens is by default, the data is sorted in the order of your data source. Okay. In the data source, the data is arranged in alphabetical order of the what is a subcategory to showing the subcategory wise sales. Now, what I want to arrange it. So what I will do is I'll just take the dimension here. So this is, we can see here, subcategory. I'll just click on this. Here we have a sort. So when I just say hit on the sort, we can just change the sort to whatever the order you want it. Okay. So when you hit on this sort, you can see that by default, the sorting is displayed as in the ascending order. You want in the descending order. So we say descending, we can see it has become a Z to A. Ascending is A to Z and descending is Z to A. Fine. Hey, now what I want is I want to sort this based on this particular, what you say, the sales. I want to sort based on the sales. So in that case, instead of data source, I'll select a field. Sales is one of the field. Okay. And here I can just select the field name. So sales is selected. I just select this. So, and I'll just say I want in the ascending order, it is lower sales to the higher sales. Descending order, so that means higher sales value to the lower sales values. Okay, so this is how we apply the sortings. Okay, suppose if you have multiple fields, we have a sales as well as the profit. So one thing is when you have multiple in the header, you have this option of sorting it. So where you can see arrange based on the profit in the descending order or profit in the ascending order. Or you want to arrange based on this, we can do it. So we have multiple ways to do in Tableau. So either you just click on this icon to sort it, we can do that. Or you can just click on the dimension, just right click, say sort. So as soon as you hit on this particular sort, you get this particular dialog box here. So here you can just select based on what you want to do the sorting. I want to sort based on the field. Which field? Sales or profit. Okay. If I say I want to sort it based on the profits, fine. In the descending order, the highest profit in the top. So just select it. So it is sorted based on the profit in the descending order. Okay, cool. That is how we do the sorting. Next is, okay. So this is about your sorting. How do we arrange the data? Next is grouping. So what is grouping? Grouping is nothing but it's combining multiple values. Okay, and you want to compare with the other one. So let us see how do we do this particular grouping. So now I'll just go to another sheet here. Let me take an example here. So I just have sales. I will take this for the segment wise. Okay, so we have a segment wise sales. When you look into this, we have a consumers which has done a very good sales, and the corporate and the home office, they have done, home office has done a very low sales. A corporate kind of an average or above average sales it is done. Now what I want to do is, we have seen the consumers, we have a very huge sales, and the corporate and home office, something kind of average and below average sales are there. Now I want to combine the corporate and the home office together, and then you want to compare this with the consumer sales, whether it has been done higher than the consumer sales or thing. So what I will do, that is where exactly we do the grouping. So I want to group in the segment, I want to group the corporate and the home office. I'm selecting the corporate, I'll hold on the control key and select the home office. I'm selecting the headings of both, and I'll just right click here And here we can see we have a group option. As soon as you hit on this group, you can see this has becomes as one group. You can see when you combine together the corporate and the home office, still the consumer has done highest sales. Okay, so consumer alone has done the higher sales of more than what the corporate and the home office has been done. So that is what we are able to group and do the analysis. Okay, so like, we can group multiple states together as one group, and then you want to compare with other states. Yes, we can do in that way also. Okay, that is about your grouping. Now, the next thing is we'll see about a set. What is a set? Set is a custom field that are used to keep the subset of the data based on certain conditions. It is used to create a subset of the data based on certain condition based by the user, that is defined by the user. So now we can have three different. So we can have a sets based on the selection item. We can have a sets based on the conditions, or we can also have a set based on the top bottom rules. Let us see practically how do we work with the sets. Now I have a subcategory wise. Let me do it again. So I just take this particular sales data for subcategories. Okay, so we have the various subcategories here, and we have this particular sales data. Now what I want here is, so see, we have many ways to do the grouping. So one is like, all those particular values, which is more than 1 lakh, I want to make that as one group, or more than 2 lakhs, those values which is coming more than 2 lakhs. I want to say this is the kind of a sales which is more than 2 lakhs or something like high sales or something. Okay. So what I will do here is I'll just select this, which is about 2 lakhs. Okay, I'm just selecting, that is like, randomly you're selecting the top values or something. You're selecting this, and you can just right click on this, and you can just say group. So now what happens, this becomes a group, say subcategory based on the group. Okay, and you can see those particular things which is falling in this group is in blue color, and those particular subcategories which is not falling in the group, it has been grayed out. Okay, so now you have selected this group based on the selection. Now we can do the based on the selections, or we have multiple ways to do the grouping. Okay, let us see another example here of grouping. Sorry, that is the sets. I'll just take the same. I'll just take the subcategory wise sales. Okay, and I want this to be as a chart. So I'll just say subcategory wise sales. Now what I want is, I want to create a set based on some selected items. Okay, like example, I want to take some selected items I want to go for. Okay, so in that case, what I do, I'll just click on this particular subcategory. Okay, and then I'll just go to the create, and I'll just say set. I want to create a set. Now you can see it shows the list of all the subcategories here. Okay, so let me select. Okay, I can select from this. Okay, all the subcategories. So from this, I want to select only some of the items. Like say, I want to select the tables. I want to select the papers and phones, and then I say copiers, and then I want to select the say binders. Some of the items that I want to go for the selection based on my choice. I say chairs. I want to select it. So this is some of the items, like how many items? 3 plus 3, 6 items I've selected. So I can give a name for the set. You can see the set name is category subset. Okay, set has been there. Let me give a name. I just say this is a set by my choice. Okay. Might be like, you want to select small office items, or might be like, some of the commonly used items or something, like we can just go for it. I'm just creating a set, and we can give a name for that. Fine. Say okay. And you can see we have got a set here called as set of my choice. I want to show like those particular items of your choice. I want that to be in the highlighted color. Rest, I want to show it in the grayed out color. So what you do, select this, add to the color. As soon as you add this to the color, you can see those particular items which you have been defined. Okay, that is your choice. So those are these particular things. The other one is the grayed out color. Fine. This is another way. This is one way to give the set based on your choice. You can select what items you want to include in the set and what items you don't want to include in the set. Now, set also can be created based on the condition. So like I say, I want all the sales which is more than 1 lakh to be highlighted. So what I do, I'll just create another set. So that is, I want to see all those subcategories where the sales value is more than 1 lakh. I want to show at this different color. So I'll just say right click on this, create set, and I'll just say I want to do the conditions. I'll just go to the condition. Then again, when you go to the condition, here it says by what? By sum of sales. If it is greater than or equal to 1 lakh. More than 1 lakh. If the sum of sales, total sales value is more than 1 lakh for these subcategories, I want. So let me give as subcategory set, which is greater than 1L. 1L is 1 lakh, is it? Fine. I'll just say okay. That's it. A new set is being created. Now, when I include this one into the color, you can see all those particular sales value, which is more than 1 lakh, is being highlighted with the blue color, and those which is below 1 lakh is grayed out. Now you want to show this with a different color. Yes, we can change the color. We can just go to the color and we can see in and out. In, I want in green color. I say out, I want in red color. Less than 1 lakh is showing in the red color, and more than 1 lakh is showing in the green color. So you want to differentiate, so we can use this particular set. As well as, we can also create a set to show the top items, like say top 3 best-selling items or top 5 best-selling items. You want to go for it. So out of all those things, I just want to get the top 3 best-selling items. Okay, so in that case, what will I do? I'll just take this subcategory here and I'll just go to the create set. This time I'll go to the top. By what field? I just say top sum of sales. Okay, so by default top 10 is there. I just want only the top 3 sales. Okay, and this is your subcategory set for top 3. I want top 3 items to be highlighted. I'll say okay. Now when you add this to the color, so you can see those particular items, which is the top 3 best-selling items, is being shown with a different color. Okay, we are able to get this one. So that is what is the set. Again, you want to have a change here. So I say I want in to be with green color, out, let it be grayed out. Fine. Okay, these are the top best-selling items, the top 3 best-selling items. So we can have it. Okay, this is how we create a set. So mainly you're defining your own criteria. Based on the criteria, you want to show that as outstanding values, okay, from the other values. Fine, that was about the set. Next is we'll see how do we create hierarchies. See, generally when I talk about hierarchies is nothing but is a grouping of multiple items based on the level. Okay, like example, date has a predefined hierarchy. Okay, in the date we see year. Year has a collection of quarter. Each quarter has a collection of month. Each month has a collection of days. So we can say days are very granular value, okay, grain values. And the year is the top level of the hierarchies. The year is the top level of the hierarchies. Okay, fine. So now, the same way here, let us see how do we create a hierarchy. Or if you go with the location base, I say country is the top level. Then we have a region. Each country has a different region, north, south, east, west. And each region will have a state. And each states will have a city. And each city will have an area, postal code. Okay, something like that you want to create. So that means you're just grouping based on the hierarchies. Okay, we call this as a hierarchies. Let us see how do we create a hierarchies. Hierarchies arranges the data fields, okay, in a level based on the levels. Example, if you have a geographic hierarchies, you would have a region in the top, okay, or country, then region, the state, area, something like that. Or if it is a date hierarchies, you'll have a year. Year will have a collection of quarter, which will have a collection of month, weeks, and so on, or days, and so on. Okay, by creating hierarchies in Tableau, we set our data on the different levels of details and organize it. Okay, let us see practically how do we create a hierarchies. Let me get into this. So for creating hierarchies, see, let us take a scenario here. I want to display the data based on the locations. Now, country-wise sales. So what I do, I'll take the sales. Okay, this is my total sales, or I can just take the sales as a text. Text, and I'll just say I want to see this based on the country wise. I'll take the country into the rows. Now this says total sales for United States is 22,97,000. But in this particular country, okay, we have different regions: central region, south region, east region, west region. I want to see the region wise sales. So in that case, what I need to do, I need to search where is the regions here. I need, okay, is here. So just place it next to it. So you can see it is further divided based on the region wise. Whatever the total sales is there, it is divided based on the region, and you are able to see the region wise. Now I say within the region, I want to see the state wise. I can select the state here, search first, I need to search where it is, drag and place, we are able to get it. Now I say no, I want to see the country wise sales. So that means I need to remove all this. I want to see the state-wise sales. I need to drag and drop where it is, search in this one. Now, let us do one thing is I'll try to create a hierarchy of this and we'll see how this drilling becomes easy. Okay. So when you're creating a hierarchy, we need to take all the fields which is needed and we need to arrange it based on the level. Okay. The level is the top level is like, contains a single value, okay, I think, and that individual value or level can have a sub-levels is a kind of a going granularizing the data. So we say country has a regions. So I'll just select the region, drag and drop onto the country. As soon as you drag and drop, you can see there is a create hierarchies and it is given a name here as country/region, which is the name of that particular field, and within that there is a region. I say, no, I don't want a name like this, but instead of that, this is something related to locations. Let me rename that as locations. So I've renamed this as a location, say okay. As soon as I say okay, you can see it has created a hierarchy called as location, which has a country and also it has a region. Now under the region, I want to have a state. What I will do, I'll just take the state, add below the region. Okay, state has a city, I'll add a city below that. Now, within the city, we have many postal codes. So one city can have one or more than one postal code. I can just have hierarchy. Now we can see here, the hierarchy is being created here, locations. Under that, you can see the top level of the location is a country, which has the regions, which has the state. Further, state has the cities and the postal code. So you can collapse, you can expand it. Now take an example. I want to see this particular sales for the location wise. So I'll just take the sales here where it is. So I'll take the sales here and I want to put this based on the location. Okay, so let us go with the numbers itself. Yeah, we have the total sales. I want to put this based on the hierarchy. Where is that location? I'll take the location, add to the rows. So now you can see it shows me United States. This is the total sales. And you can see as soon as I create a hierarchy, here it says plus sign. That means there are some sub levels in that. When you expand here, it just says under that is a region. Under that is a state. Under state, we have a city. Under that, we have a postal code. So I want to see the each postal code. Like when you see example here, Chicago has 3 different postal codes where the sales have done. So in Chicago, okay, in this postal code 60610, we have a sales of 13,000. 60623, we have a sales of 18,900. 60653, we have a sales of 16,000. Okay, now I say, no, I don't want to go to that level of granularity. I want to see the city wise. Just okay, so we can just minus it here. Or say I want to see I don't want to see that level, but I want to see the state wise. Just hit on the state minus. It goes back to the state. Okay, or region, you just goes back to the region. Or you can always drill down in and up. Okay, based on your requirement. I say we have gone to this postal code, but I say no, I want to go for the region. Just hit on the region, you will get back to the region. Okay, see, it's not like, we have a drill option. Under the region, we have a state. Under the state, we have a city. But I don't want to see this region, state, and all these things. So in that case, you can have the option of removing it also. You can use like a normal fields as well as you get with the drilled option here. So this will be very useful when you are creating some kind of a chart which has the drill down options. So this will be very useful. Okay, so this is how the hierarchy works, and the drill charts mainly used when you're creating the charts. Like, if I put as a charts here, so we can see this is the whole country-wise sales, region-wise sales. Within the region, we are able to see the state-wise sales. Within the state, city-wise sales and postal code. We can just go with this kind of things. Okay, so it becomes easy drill options. Okay, but this is about the hierarchies. Fine. So this particular is a small tools, but very useful when you have to organize the data as a data analyst. So this kind of a task will be given where you are supposed to organize the data. And in that case, this particular sorting, grouping, sets, and hierarchies will be useful. Thank you.